All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and record here. I got my camera going there, and we are good to go. So what's going on, y'all? This is K1. This is another episode of Interview, and I have a special guest here. This is my boy. That's called Outlaw Uuwop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me on, my brother, for sure.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, man. So I mean, today, man, I just really want to, get to know who Outlaw Uuwop is, man. What people don't know about you.
Okay. Yeah, man, that's me. I'm Outlaw Uuwop. I'm a quarter of the Thoughtful Narcissist podcast. I'm sure everybody done heard about that. If not, go check it out. It's everywhere on every streaming podcast streaming site, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, all that, YouTube, everything. So you can definitely check us out there. About me, I'm just Outlaw Uuwop, man. I'm just an outspoken dude. You know what I'm saying? I like to voice my opinion on things. My role on the show, I guess I kind of like, bring up a lot of different issues or situations going on in the world, and I kind of critique it, just give my insight on it and what I think is going on and how I feel about it, just to kind of provoke thought. Like, that's the whole message of the podcast. Like, we're a thought provocative podcast. We like to discuss topics and just give, it's four guys, four black men. So it's like we give our opinion on there, and we had guests and all that. We try to keep it fun,
Right.
try to keep it serious, but also fun at the same time. Like, we do want to talk about, serious issues, but at the same time, we try to keep it light, keep it fun. We don't want to be like a drag on anybody. Like, we're gonna listen to this shit type. We try to keep it interesting and try to, give good feedback and good insight on the topics, and just let everybody kind of take what we say and think for it, take that into your perspective and think about it on your own and formulate your own, maybe a different idea of what you previously thought about whatever topic we talked about, or just to help you formulate your idea of it the first time. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much my role on the show. I do a bunch of other things. I have a 6-year-old son who lives with me. He plays football. I coach his little league football team. I coach at a high school down in McDonough, Georgia. Coach high school football, wide receiver coach. I work full time. You know what I'm saying? I got a full time job doing freight forwarding, international freight forwarding. I also do A&R for artists, man. I got a few artists that I do A&R work for. Shout out to Turcaso Friday, Wordsmith ATL, Forever Up, the whole crew, Ali Bouvier, Baby Health, O'Keezy. The list goes on. They October, Jack Boy, all them my guys. You know what I'm saying? So I do A&R music, A&R for them with their music. A lot of behind the scenes work as far as, like instrumentals and, you know, trying to get these videos and shit going and shit like that. So,
Right.
just doing that. I got my clothing line that I just started last year. Prestigious Pedigree Apparel. That's definitely on the way. You can follow me on Instagram with that. Prestigious Pedigree Apparel is the page. I have a Twitter page and a website coming soon.
Okay.
That's it, man. I got a lot of shit going on, man. I just do a little bit of everything. I'm dibbling, dabbling in everything, dog.
Right. Definitely got a full plate, man. You hit me with a freight train with all that, man. You definitely got a full
Man,
plate.
it's a busy. Hey, man, I know we've been talking about getting up for a minute, but as you can see, man, the schedule is jam packed. So,
Right.
whenever I have a little extra time to squeeze anything extra in, I definitely, try to hop on that opportunity and do that. So I appreciate you, having time for me, what I'm saying, to give me this interview, and we can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about with all that shit.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it, man. I mean, like you said, man, it's good. We finally, got some time to have a face to face or whatever, even if it's virtual, it's a
Oh,
face to face.
for sure, for
So,
sure.
yeah. I mean, definitely, man. We both been keeping an eye on each other as far as things we got going on. Like you said, your
Right,
plate's, my plate's getting there.
right,
Working full time, married, 3-year-old. So I'm,
right.
I'm, I'm trying to get there with you, man.
Hey, salute to you. You
Coaching might be
doing
my
things
next
that
thing.
you doing things that I ain't even doing yet. You know what I'm saying? You got the marriage, I know that's a job in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So salute to you for that. You know what I'm saying? being a good father, good husband. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always love seeing that, man. Black families and seeing black men, you know, just step up and take that role and take that initiative and set that example for, you know, others who may have fallen astray or may not be, you know, actively being involved in their roles like they need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to see somebody doing that and setting that example for others. You know what I'm saying? I'm not married, but you know, I'm a full-time single dad. So I know what it's like having a child and balancing work and other extracurricular things as far as yourself and that child. So salute to you for that. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole wife involved, and that's a whole another adult that you have to, you know, compromise and negotiate and discuss things with. And I know that ain't easy, so salute to you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
but just being that role model and you know, keeping that standard alive. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, but like you said, man, you know, just, you know, fathers or black fathers in general, we gotta make sure we support each other, man. Cause like, I don't know if I can do what you're doing, a full-time dad. I've been in a position yet.
Man, it wasn't something that I definitely expected to do, but like, you know, when the duty calls and you know what I'm saying, you got to do what you got to do. You know, I knew that me being a man, being a black man, having a black son, it was no way that I was not going to be a part of his life. You know what I'm saying? And whether that was him being, you know, living with his mother or anyone else and me picking him up every weekend like I used to, or him living with me full time and me doing everything that I need to do with him daily. So I just knew that wasn't an option for me, you know,
Right.
to not be in my son's life. So it was something that whatever sacrifices need to be made, I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it really, you know, it's nothing. It's like second nature. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's something that I had to learn and definitely adjust to get used to, because when you live in that bachelor lifestyle, you know, by yourself, you're like, damn, you don't got to worry about nothing. You come home and just cook whatever the hell you want and do whatever the hell you want. And it's like, now you got another person here all the time that you got to make sure is eating healthy and make sure his homework is done and bathing and, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't easy. It's still not easy, but, you know, it gets easier as the days go by. And, you know, it's something I've been doing for about a year now. So it's like, you know, it's just starting to become second nature to me.
Man, I mean, cause it's crazy, man. Who would have thought we would have kids, man?
Man, what? I mean, I always wanted to have kids, man, but it's like you never really know what all it entails until it's happening. Like it's nothing that anybody could prepare you for, especially like in the climate that we're living in right now, being black men and having black children, sons, and you know, it's tough, bro. It's tough. And for us to have to face this and know that this is the reality that, you know, our children are growing up in, us having, you know, boys, you know, it's like, damn, we gotta wrap our minds around it so that we can prepare them for what may even be coming their way 15 and 20 years from now. That's some shit that we can't even wrap our minds around. So, you know, for us to wrap our minds around what's going on now is a task. We got to think about what it's going to be like for our kids 15, 20 years from now and try to prepare them for that. Right. I mean, it's definitely a tall task, but you know, we the men for the job for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely could get it done.
Right. I mean, for sure, man. Because I mean, like you said, to keep it above 50 with you, just having a child, but not only having a child, but having a male child. You know, as a black father, it's like, man, you know, like, dang, you know, I gotta prepare you because I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't be there for everything. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the, you know, in a sense, I guess not necessarily the scary part about it, but the humbling part about it. Like, you got to be there. You got to be able to instill some stuff into them. So, yeah, man, I definitely hear you on that. Definitely hear you on that. So, I mean, you know, there's no way to question your involvement, man. You definitely involved in your child's life, man. I'm pretty sure he's involved in everything you got going on.
Right, for sure. I mean, like I said, I'm coaching the football team. I'm helping out. I'm the assistant offensive coach there, and you know, I get them involved in basketball and just try to get them involved in as much extracurricular, you know, activities as possible.
Got you. You know, you used to play?
Yeah, he know I used to play. Of course, I wasn't like no superstar out there or nothing, so I ain't got like no old film to show him, you know, no shit like that. But he know I used to play. You know, he actually with his rec team when we played in the playoffs, it was at Alcovey. So he
Oh
actually
wow.
got to go there, and he played on the same field I used to practice on. And I told him, and his mom was there. She graduated from Alco. She's like, yeah, this is my school too. Like we went here, and it was kind of a little nostalgic moment. Like, damn, I played here. I practiced on this field. Now my son playing Little League. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, damn, weird. It kind of just weird and brought it all full circle. So it was crazy, but it was a cool experience. And he got to see where we went to high school at. So you know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was cool.
That's what's up, man. I know that had been a good humbling experience. Like, man, you on my old stomping grounds, my alma mater, man. Like, I was out here. Yeah,
and you know where that school is at. So
like
all the coaches and shit was like, damn, you went to school out here? Like, damn, this shit in the fucking woods. Like, this shit in the sticks, boy. I'm like, yeah, man. Hey, you don't get to pick where you live growing up. You know what I'm saying? We moved out here, and it's just what it was what it was. Right. And I made it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So,
I hear you, bro. I hear you. So, I mean, other than sports, man, you think your son might, end up being an inspiring artist or anything like that, or what you think?
My son, honestly, he loves music. I catch him singing all the time. He run a track star all the time. Roddy Ricch the Bot, he got a bunch of songs that's his favorite. Even some of the artists that I work with, he like their music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He kind of a tester for me because I play it for him. Like, let me see, because he picky. He don't like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up tell you, like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming from a 6-year-old.
All right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, okay, you don't like this? Let me see what's up. Like, and it'll give me a little extra ear to listen to it. But I mean, I do see a music career in his future because he's already like musically inclined. Like, he likes music. He likes to listen to it. We in the car and I'm playing something. He like, Dad, turn that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, shit, I'll turn that shit up. You know what I'm saying? He like Michael Jackson. He like old school shit. He like new shit. He very versatile with it. So I know that's something that he get from me because I love music. I listen to music all day, every day. Like, whenever I'm in the house, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm playing music before I'm really even watching TV. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's just some shit that's rubbed off on him from me. I could definitely see him having a career in music or something like that in the future.
Got you. Oh man, then I also know you just had a birthday this past weekend, right?
My birthday was last month. So yeah, last month was my birthday. Yeah, I turned 30. 30. We getting up there. You know what I'm saying? We get no younger. You know what I mean? It's here. I mean, it was cool. Of course, I have family, friends. My girl did something for me. So it was all pretty cool. Like, everything was straight. That was a humbling experience in itself. Just knowing that, I'm a black man who's 30 without a criminal record. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to give myself a pat on the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know too many out here like that. So I got friends who've been locked up in prison since we was 20, since we was 19. Like, these dudes ain't get to see their 21st birthday, out. So it's like, just being, knowing that I'm 30 and I'm willing and able and working and able to take care of my son and do all this, it's just a blessing, really.
Right. I mean, because it's just like that, man. It's like, it's the little things for us or whatever. People might think it's small or whatever, but it's big to us.
Yeah, that definitely, man. That shit, it means a lot. I got a lot of friends who didn't make it to see 30. I got a lot of friends who gonna see 30 behind bars. You know what I mean? I got a lot of friends who 30 who ain't stable, who can't live at their own place and can't, take care of themselves. So it's just a blessing to just be able to, go on a bank account, pay bills, just live life and not have to worry and stress and, all the extra shit that's going on, knowing that the basic foundations are taken care of, man. I'm just blessed, honestly.
Right. So, for you, man, what's your added motivation? Because, you said you got a 6-year-old son, you just turned 30. So when you was 24, looking back when you was 24, man, like, did you see all this? Were you working on this beforehand?
No way. Man, when I was 24, I was leading a completely different life. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets. I was making money. I was doing my thing, but it was just honestly, like, my son was the motivation. You know what I'm saying? My son was the thing that that made me change, and that made me get a full-time job, and that made me like this him bothering me now. But you know what I'm saying? Like that it was it, man. Get out the camera. It was him that you know what I'm saying, that did that for me. Like honestly, without him, I can't even say where I may be right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the one who kind of put it all in perspective for me and let me know, like, okay, the things I'm doing, they may not be sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I have a child now, like it's different. Like I was saying, when you a bachelor, you can come home and make whatever you want to eat. But when you
Right.
got a son, like you got to make sure you making something that's nutritious. That's gonna nutrients his body. That's gonna be a nutrients to his body. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like the same thing with a lifestyle. Like I had to make sure that I was living a lifestyle that was conducive to my son being a productive part of society. Like I couldn't be living a lifestyle where it's like I'm doing this and then expecting my son to be out here, you know, being a good Samaritan and shit or doing whatever. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I gotta be that positive example. I gotta be that positive reinforcement. Like I gotta be the one that's, doing things and showing him what's the way to go. So it was like for me, that was the change, like where I was like, okay, I gotta do something, I gotta do things a little differently now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Besides that, it was just the fact of um, like I'm the youngest of five, you know what I'm saying? All my brothers and sisters graduated college except me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was another pressure of like, okay, I can't let that be something that hold me back. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be just as productive as them. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So like my brothers and sisters definitely motivated me, to get me where I'm at now. I wouldn't be where I'm at now without them. You know what I'm saying? They helped me along the way, definitely. I mean, besides that, it's just me. Like me, I'm motivated in the sense in itself. Like I'm just the type of dude where from a young age, I didn't have much, and then once I got out and on the streets and started like getting shit myself, it was like, okay, now I've set a standard for myself that I can't go below. You know what I mean? Like I know what it's like to not have, and I don't want to have that feeling again. So I just always kind of motivated myself and made myself feel uncomfortable in situations where I needed to. I feel like it was time for me to advance and progress. And that's pretty much what I did. You know what I mean? I've always been willing to venture out and try new things. Like the podcast, that was something that honestly been in the works since like 2010. You know what
Oh
I'm
shit.
saying? But
Graduated.
since we graduated, like when I went to Georgia Southern, me and Fred talked about doing something then. Some things happened, legal issues, and some troubles out there, and I had to get out of Statesboro. Fred continued doing his thing. He had like a couple radio shows down there, and when he graduated, we just kind of like we always kept in touch. But like when he graduated, he came back home, and it was just like shit. It was like the perfect opportunity for us to do what we had been talked about and planning to do for years. So, just trying different things like that, and just trying to put my eggs in different baskets and see what happens. Like I'm not afraid to venture out. I'm not afraid to spend money. Chances make champions. So I'm always ready to take a chance and ready to see what's out there for me. Take a risk and see if I get a reward out of it.
Hey man, I hear it, man. That's definitely motivation, man. To have that motivation, then that have that nature versus nurture, not only with your son, but also with your brothers and sisters towards you to develop and come to where you come to. So I mean, I can definitely respect that.
Yeah,
Definitely respect
definitely, definitely, definitely.
it. Yeah. So you already answered one of my next questions as far as how the podcast started and everything. So that's good to see that y'all made something of it and put yourself on the right track to get there.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, it's something that's been in the works so long. It's like we always, like even when I came back from college and Fred was still down there, like I'll kick it with JoJo and we just be like talking shit and laughing and motherfuckers be like, damn man, y'all need to record this shit. Like y'all niggas funny. Like y'all niggas be saying some real shit and y'all just just amongst conversation. So and that's how kind of like me and JoJo came about it because we was talking about it too. You know what I'm saying? But it was like when Fred came home and then me and JoJo got together and we got John, AJ together with us. And it was like, okay, it kind of just all came in. It was like the perfect mix. Like people don't even know we started recording in like 2000 and I want to say maybe 16,
Really?
2016 in the car in the driveway. Like we was sitting in the car in my driveway, Fred driveway, maybe JoJo driveway, and we was sitting in the car. And we had one mic. We plugged that bitch up to the iPad, and that's how we recorded. So like that's how the show really started, to where now we got like a whole set. We got cameras. We got like we on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot more progression than what's being shown, but like we done came a long way. We started from the bottom, started from the mud, like one little raggedy ass mic in the car, to now we got like a whole setup, and we got like soundboards and you know all this shit, these mixers and shit that y'all see on the table and shit. Like that's new, you know. So that shit that we progressed to, like we still trying to progress further. You know what I mean? So it's just cool, and it's cool to watch other people too. Like I tune into y'all show, The Corner, a lot. You know what I'm saying? Definitely pretty interesting. I like the relationship talk. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely interesting, hearing the women point of views, and you know some of y'all be on there with y'all ladies, and that's like, I'm like, ooh, that's like, ooh, that's touchy right there. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. It's good entertainment. It's entertaining. It's good to watch, man. So I mean, it's just interesting just watching other people on their journey, and watching other people show progression, just knowing where we came from, and you know what I'm saying, even watching y'all show, like I'm taking tips and shit from y'all show and be like, damn, I like how they did that. We may need to incorporate that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just good to see like everybody progressing. You know what I mean? Everybody just doing their thing and moving on and going forward with plans, and watching them unfold and watching them happen. I just love to see, you know, everybody win. I love to see people win. So it's just cool watching all that, and knowing where we came from, and watching other people knowing that they're going through the same journey. It's just all exciting, man. Really.
Right. I mean, that's funny that you say that, man. You know, you say you tune in, you take notes from us and stuff like that. I mean, we do the same thing, man. Like we try to get where y'all at, and for you to be like, oh, we taking notes from y'all.
I mean, because everybody got different styles. You know what I'm saying? This shit that y'all do that we did, like your whole production, like how you produce the show, and how you have your promotion for it, and the snippets that you put out in your graphic design and shit. I'm like, yeah, okay, this shit cool. Like that's some shit we didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mentioned that to Fred, and Fred was like, yeah, okay. And Fred like, yeah, I watched their show. I seen them do that. Like, that's pretty cool. We could try to incorporate something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. Like, it's just, you know, that's just how that shit go, man. It's just fun. Like, it's fun to just watch everybody in their own creative process. You know what I mean? Like, the ideas that y'all come up with that we don't, or the ideas that we come up with that y'all don't, it's just like, damn, that's cool as hell. Like, that they came up with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, it's all fun and all creative. We just like to entertain the people, talk that talk, man, talk shit, you know, serious and jokingly, you know what I'm saying, and just keep everybody entertained, and just give our perspective on the world. You know what I mean?
Facts. Because I mean, you know, people, you know, sometimes people don't think twice about what others got to say until they say it. So I mean, I'm glad that we all have our platforms and we do what we do, because you know, like you said, y'all watch me, I watch y'all. Hell, I even watch Distinguished Legacy. I watch this stuff as well.
Right.
So, you know, I'm proud to see everybody doing something. I'm proud to see.
Shout out to Distinguished Legacy, man. That's my dog. Me and him got some shit in the works where I'll be doing one of the shows with him soon. We had him on our show, and me and him should be breaking down the album soon. He got really dope show, really dope content, man. That's my dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to him as well, man.
Facts, man. Facts. Because, you know, to be honest, man, I didn't even know y'all had a podcast until Destiny Reed. She put me on.
Destiny. Yeah, man. Shout out to Destiny, man. Destiny definitely a loyal listener, man. She been listening since like way back when we used to record at my, like, I had an apartment. The first apartment I got was like 2017. And she was listening back then. Like, you know, we didn't even really post the show on nothing. We didn't have an Instagram, and I just used to send it to people like in a text message, like, hey, check my show out. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, if I ain't had your number, you ain't listening unless somebody else sent it to you. So it's just good that word of mouth is getting around, and you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Destiny for introducing people to the show, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
For
When
real.
she told me, and I jumped on, man. I was like, damn, you know what? I got a Spotify app. I put up my Spotify app and I
Right.
started listening, man. So yeah, so I'm all caught up. I just listened to y'all's recent episode, Devil Pole. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that
all
shit was
caught up.
wild, man. I
Yeah,
know
this was great.
y'all had a show about that too. I haven't checked that
Yeah,
show out yet, but I'm definitely gonna check. Of course, you see my schedule so busy, but for the most part, I
man.
usually listen to your show while I'm at work. So when I'm at
Same
work, I
here.
put my headphones in and I check it out. But I've been just busy with some football shit, trying to catch up on this offense. So I ain't been really listening. I honestly I haven't even listened to our entire last show yet. Cause I always
Damn.
listen to our own show, but I haven't got to finish it yet because I just been so busy like with shit. But I'm definitely gonna check it out. But yeah, that was a funny ass show. That was a funny
Yeah,
ass
man.
show, man. It usually always is. We try to keep it funny, but at the same time, like I said, keep it serious too. So
Facts, facts. Because I know in that episode y'all brought up Cha Cha Slide. And it's funny because I went to school with y'all, so I know who y'all was talking about.
right,
So oh, listen, I was like, oh hell,
right, right. We be
I was
trying to
like,
be
damn,
subtle with the names a little bit,
yeah,
but like some niggas on the show don't give a fuck. Some niggas on the show like fucking say the name. I'm like, God damn, hold on a minute. Like it's just goddamn be a little discreet here. Like we don't want to ruffle too many fucking feathers, but
right.
that controversy is always good for publicity. So we try to toe that line as close as possible without got that going off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if it happens, shit, it just happens. So
Hey, man, it does, man. It does. I mean, all publicity is good publicity, man. No matter how bad it is.
right.
Yeah,
Nigga, like we
man.
gonna
Yeah,
get canceled. I'm like, shit, we get canceled. That means motherfuckers talking about us. Shit, that's good.
bruh.
I'm like, nigga, we get to the point where we can even get canceled. I may not even be mad. You know what I'm saying? I may not even be that mad.
Facts, because I mean, I'm pretty sure I know us, we done told the line a couple times. Like, man, we gonna mess around and get canceled. I done had people come to me like, hey, what you talking about? This, that, and the third. I was like, yo.
Yeah, definitely. Like Fred will fuck around and fucking edit some shit out sometimes. And I'll be like, bro, why you take that out? Why you bleep that out? He's like, bro, I can't play that on the show. I'm like, fuck that, play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now we know if motherfuckers really listening to us. If we cause a stir, now we know motherfuckers listening to us. If we say this shit, know nothing happened, nigga, ain't nobody listening. Fuck that shit. Let's keep talking this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I mean, like I said, man, that's good, man. Oh, before we wrap up, man, I want you to get into your clothing line, man. I gotta dip in my savings to get some money up
Okay.
for it. I ain't making that YouTube money yet, so
nah, man.
Oh,
Yeah, nah, the clothing line, prestigious pedigree apparel. It's something that I started last year. It kind of came from me just thinking more about like my heritage and my ancestry and shit. For people who don't know, my mom is from South America, my dad is from Africa. So I'm like a first generation, American here. My parents were immigrants when they both moved here and they met up in college. And you know what I mean? Like going through this whole climate of America shit, it forced me to kind of look at myself a little deeper because, my whole life I grew up in America, even though I was the child of two immigrants. It was like I felt like an American, you know what I mean? I grew up around black kids, American kids having black American culture, you know what I mean? Like listening to rap and wearing FUBU and shit like that growing up, you know what I mean? So it was
right.
like I did have that original culture in me, but it's different when like you at school 8 hours of the day and you seeing all this American shit, and then I come home and it's like, from fucking 3 to 8 o'clock at night, I'm getting my home culture. But then after that, I'm back at school and I had to adapt to what the fuck was going on at school because that's what I'm around. Those are my peers. Those are the people who I'm with. So, like, I feel like growing up, I kind of lost touch of my, my original heritage and ancestry and shit like that. So, like, as I got older, and you know, all this shit going on, and people just looking at me like, yeah, you just a nigga, you just a regular black nigga. I'm like, damn, like, I'm really not though. Like, I'm really not just a regular American black dude. Like, not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just like, you know, for somebody to look at me and be like, oh, that he just a freight forwarder. Like, no, I'm not. That's not wrong, but that's not complete either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a football coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm an A&R. You know what I'm saying? I do, you know what I mean? I just listed off a bunch of the things that I do. So it's like, when people looked at me, they saw just a black American. It was like, that's not wrong, but that's not correct either. That's not fully correct. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Nigerian, Guyanese, Nigerian American. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom is from Guyana, my dad is from Nigeria. I was born here. I have the American culture, but my mom don't. Like, my mom still got an accent. My dad lives in Nigeria. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't even live in America. So it was like, it took me to kind of reflect on myself to be like, damn, like, I'm more than just a black dude. You know what I mean? I'm more than just an American black dude. And that kind of led me to just like want to have something that kind of represented for just our ancestry. Cause like on top of all that, like all of us are more than just American black dudes. You know what I'm saying? All of us are just more than black Americans, what they like to call us, or African Americans. Like a lot of us have a lot of Afro Latino in us. A lot of us were indigenous people here already. Like, and we have our own ancestry that's been on our own heritage and our own, you know, like history that's been taken away from so many of us. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm just blessed and granted and in a position of favor to be able to have a direct link to my lineage, you know what I mean, to my pedigree in a sense. And when I did like investigate those things and talk to my father and talk to my mother, like I found out so much about, like, even my last name isn't my original last name. Like my dad went back and got the last name of my ancestors that were king and queen in Nigeria. So it's like my name even means something. Like I'm part of royalty. Like I come from a prestigious pedigree in my ancestry. So when I thought about that, I was like, damn, like that's a powerful phrase, like a prestigious pedigree. You know what I'm saying? And it just like kind of stuck with me. And from there, I just kind of wanted to find out a way that I could like just push that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all come from pedigrees of prestige. You know what I'm saying? We all come from ancestors and people who've done things to set us up for where we are today. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big or small it was. So like when I thought about that, I was like, man, you know, I could really just make this a clothing line. And with that, I just did some research and I actually found some symbols that are from the actual tribe where my family is from in Nigeria. So when people look at my logo and they see all those symbols actually mean something. And I will on my Instagram page, I'm gonna post a diagram with the you know, to show each symbol and what they mean. But when I found that, it just was so powerful to me. It's like, damn, like these are ancient, like hieroglyphic symbols of my actual tribe, like the same tribe where my bloodline is from. That's hundreds of years old. So it was like something I just definitely had to incorporate in my vision. And you know, I hit up Bernique. Shout out to Bernique, Brain Language Art. I gave her my symbols. I gave her my name. I gave her a rough idea of, you know, how I wanted my symbols incorporated in the name and everything, all the logos and symbols and I mean all the logos and things that you see on my pages were her designs. You know what I'm saying? I gave her the idea. I told her what I wanted and she put it together beautifully for me. And that's what I've been running with, man. So that's kind of how the prestigious pedigree apparel was born about. And it's something that even though it has my, you know, specific lineage and symbols and things like that, like those symbols mean something like love and Congress and journey and, you know, different things like that. So it's like I feel like that's something that could resonate with everybody. You know what I mean? And you could take that same phrase of prestigious pedigree and apply that to your future. Like if you feel like your pedigree wasn't prestigious, like change it. You could do that now. Let's create that lineage of prestigious pedigree for your descendants. You know what I mean? So it was just something that I feel like is powerful. It could be motivational, and it was something that I really kind of fell in love with because it was just something that I originally came up with like from scratch. So it was just something that I did, and that's pretty much how it came about, man. That's definitely my baby. That's like what I'm really putting all my resources into right now. I got a lot of merchandise coming out. It's great quality, so it is a little expensive, but the quality speaks for itself. Like when you buy these shirts and you buy stuff from me, it's not gonna be something that you're gonna have to throw away after a little while. Like this shit is gonna last. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting patches, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll show you some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got like patches and shit that's made that's like this shit is, very it's real goddamn well done, man. It's very well put together. It's not anything what I'm saying, anything cheap by far. So I'm definitely like putting a lot of resources into this. I want it to be, top dollar, top of the line type shit, man. So that's kind of how that came about.
And I hear you, man. I mean, that's a mouthful to say behind that name, man. I mean, it definitely brings more meaning not only to the name but the clothing line as well. Because I mean, like you said, even if it's not someone's lineage or whatever, it means something. It means something more than just the lineage. So a lot of people around here, not necessarily having a culture or anything to cling to. So that's something that's motivational to know that, hey, you got a clothing line out here that's, hey, this is my culture. This is what I represent love, or represent, care and all this, and I want to share it with you. So that's dope. That's dope.
Right.
So
I ain't even think about it that way, but that's a whole nother. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother spin on it. That like you say, if you don't even know your lineage or your culture, like I'm inviting you into mine. You know what I mean? I'm inviting you to be a part of this, and I want you to wear this with pride. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to just put this shit on like you finna go do whatever. Like when you wear this, I want you to be like, like you got the S on your chest, like you Superman, like you about to accomplish something today. We doing positive work. We doing something to replenish and make our communities better. We doing something that's gonna affect our descendants in a positive light. Like if you don't, like I said, if you don't have that pedigree or prestige already, let's start it. You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of want my clothing line to just be a motivational. Like when people see it, they know that it means something, and it's speaking value. You know what I'm saying? It's speaking value into people. Like when you wear that, you are prestigious. You have a prestigious pedigree. You know what I'm saying? And whether you creating it now or whether it's already been created, you could carrying it on. You know what I mean? That's what it means. So that's definitely the truth.
Yeah, hell of a lot better than Nike check, man. I hear you.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, man. So, but that's dope, man. I mean, I think we got a lot of good content out of this interview, man. Anything else you want to say to the people? Links or anything like that? I'm gonna definitely put them in the description for you.
I mean, I send you my Instagram. Everybody follow me on Instagram, Outlaw_Uuwop, Outlaw_UUWOP. Check me out on the Thoughtful Narcissist podcast, man. Like I said, it's on every streaming site, TTNP, on Instagram, Thoughtful Narcissist podcast on YouTube, TTNP on Twitter. Check us out there. Check out all my artists, man. Wordsmith ATL on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere. Turcaso Friday, man. Go get that everywhere. He got a new video out, Down the Ride with TZ808, man. Go get that. Shout out to my boys, my dogs, Forever Up, man. We got the album out, Forever Up Presents everywhere. Go get that. TikTok everywhere. Like that shit is everywhere. Go get that. New music coming soon from all of them. Follow my clothing line, Prestigious Pedigree Apparel, man, on Instagram. Website coming soon. Hopefully I have all my merchandise done so we could drop this first drop in June. After that, I plan on having a launch and another drop in the fall and then the winter. And then next year I want to come out with like a collection with each symbol. So just stay tuned for all that, man. Prestigious Pedigree Apparel, Thoughtful Narcissist Podcast, Outlaw Uuwop. Shout out to goddamn Vincent, man, for doing this, man. For sure, dog. I appreciate you. We go way back, man. Shout out to the corner.
Sir.
Shout out to Silk, Tony, Teron, everybody, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to what y'all doing for sure. Hopefully, I look forward to having y'all on our show soon. And
Yeah.
you know, that's it, man.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. And I love doing this, man. I love doing what I do, man. Because I mean, I always want to reach out to, upcoming moguls, activists, entrepreneurs, all that, man. So I'm glad you was able to, take some time out today, man, and get on here with me, man. So I definitely
Yeah,
appreciate it,
definitely,
man.
man. Definitely anytime, man. Hopefully we've been talking about it, man. We could set up a collab show soon. Get
Right.
everybody on there. We could talk shit, man. It'll be good, man. So
Like the
definitely,
good old days, man.
definitely, man. I really appreciate it, dog.
No problem, man. No problem, man. So, I mean, to end it off, man, this has been another episode of the interview, man. I'm K1, and this is
Outlaw Uuwop, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. All right, man. You have a good one, man. Enjoy your kid.
Yes,
I
sir.
hear
You
from
too,
the
man. You too. Enjoy the family, man. Keep on being a good role model, dog.
man. I appreciate it, bro.
For sure.
All right, man. I'm gonna catch you later, man. Peace.
All right, dog. Be easy.
All right.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, these be
Station MXA calling. Station MXA.
Ladies and gentlemen, these be
Something's out there in space that regulations don't cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, these be
Station MXA.
The regulations don't cover.